That's exactly what I'm talking about, man. Exactly why I love NXT. Champions winning clean and champions looking strong. Adam Cole versus Jordan Myles tonight for the NXT Championship. The impression Jordan Myles made and where he goes from here after his NXT title opportunity tonight on the black and gold brand. Also, Kacy Catanzaro quits WWE. I have all the latest on if she really did quit and if she's indeed coming back. Also, Scarlett Bordeaux, a secret tryout at the WWE Performance Center. What's the latest on her joining NXT? All this plus so much more right here for NXT on Off the Script.
Delete! This is mine.
Alive with it. People still did. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. NXT tonight, September 4th, 2019. Awesome show as always, spearheaded by Adam Cole and Jordan Myles in what I thought was a great NXT title match in the main event. We're going to go over that and everything else that happened on tonight's show in just a little bit. But before I do that, I want to thank everybody. If you're new around here, which you might very well be, after what went up today at 9 a.m., I can't thank him anymore, man. It's awesome that he did it. It's awesome that he gave me the platform and the foundation to just tell a little bit of my story and how I got started and why I'm here and what makes JD go. And that is Chris Van Vliet. He opened up his channel to me during StarCast weekend, during All Out weekend, and he invited me on the channel. He sat down with me for 40 minutes and he uploaded the interview today, and it was awesome, man. Thank you guys so much for all the positivity that you brought in the comment section. It was great to see, and I want to thank everybody. If you're new and subscribed because of that interview and you're watching this tonight because you came over from Chris's channel, I want to thank you guys so very much, and I hope you enjoy your stay. And believe me, man, we love pro wrestling here. Everybody that's on my side, everything that I do on this channel is because I love professional wrestling. I know I might not be everybody's cup of coffee. Some people take their coffee black. Some people take their coffee light and sweet. It doesn't matter, man. We're all here for one thing, and that's because we love professional wrestling. And the most important thing I want to get across to everybody is that I don't stand for mediocrity in anything that I do. Anything in my life, I don't stand for mediocrity. I deserve the best. You guys should think that way as well in your own lives and concerning what you guys got going on. I think we deserve better pro wrestling on Monday and Tuesdays, and that's the entire fuel to the fire of this channel. We deserve better professional wrestling. I do not stand for mediocrity. I know I can be overly critical at times, but there's a reason for it, because I love the product so much, and I want to see it be where it is, and right now it's not. So, thank you guys so very much for joining me. We usually don't complain on Wednesdays, man. Sometimes, yes we do, but I would say 95% of the times, there's no negativity on Wednesdays. NXT is my favorite thing during the week, and I can't wait to see what happens when AEW joins the fold. But tonight, we're talking about NXT. We're going to go over the entire show. I got news and rumors on Kacy. I got news and rumors on Scarlett. I got news and rumors on Triple H and what he recently stated. So, sit tight, guys. Thank you so very much for joining me. And if you're not following me on social media, please do so, man. At JD from NY206. That is the best way to follow everything I'm doing on this channel on Twitter. That's on Twitter and Instagram, so make sure you guys follow me on both. Hit that subscribe button down below if you have not done so already. Please do that, and while you're at it, turn on the bell and make sure all notifications are on so you guys are uploaded, or I should say I'm uploaded, and you know when I upload. So you guys get that notification right away that I am on the channel with something new. So make sure, like I said, you guys go and do that. The podcast tonight is brought to you by Audible. My good friends over at Audible, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Just for listening to me tonight, you guys are going to get something for free, man. You guys are going to get 30 days free of Audible service. And that includes one free audiobook of your choice. And there is a lot of books on Audible service, man. Over 200,000, a lot of which are wrestling related. I'm looking at that Chris Jericho book. There's several Chris Jericho books on there. Chris Jericho's AEW Championship has been found. And let me tell you this, man. I'm sure I'll mention this on the podcast on Friday. I honestly think, knowing Jericho and knowing how brilliant of an individual Chris Jericho is, he trolled the shit out of everybody. The one thing that I will say, Chris Jericho needs to change. Now, I've never been to a Longhorn. I don't know. Some of you guys might enjoy Longhorn Steakhouse. I am more of a Ruth Chris guy. That's just me. But I think he needs to change his taste in steakhouses. I always thought of Longhorn as kind of on the lower end of the spectrum steakhouses. Now, I haven't had Longhorn, so I don't really know, but that's what I've been told from people that I know who've been to several steakhouses. They would rank Longhorn on the bottom of the list. So, I don't know, man. I think Jericho trolled us all. The fucking title was found on the side of the highway. Really? Really? You had Grin's Toy Show making videos that he stole the title. Solomonster said he stole the title. Everybody stole the fucking title. Crime Time made a meme of themselves holding the fucking title just to get a match out of the Young Bucks on AEW. Now I'm hearing rumors that Crime Time might join AEW. It's crazy, man. Whatever happened, it certainly created a buzz for All Elite Wrestling. And it's only a good thing. I'm just thankful that Chris Jericho got his title back. But it was hilarious. In the last 24 hours, man, All Elite Wrestling was in everybody's mouth. And that's the only thing that matters here for AEW. Also, guys, Audible. Again, audibletrial.com/offthescript. And if you want to support the podcast on Patreon, you guys can certainly do that, man. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Completely optional, but it's a great way to support the podcast and get exclusive content. You guys get audio versions of literally everything I do right here on the channel, and you can download it right to your device of choice. You guys get your own feed, and it's a great way to save bandwidth as well, man. So you're not using YouTube, you're not using any other platform. You guys can download it right to your device, and it saves on that bandwidth. So patreon.com/JD from NY206. Guys, we're going to do things a little bit differently here tonight. Normally, I go over the news and rumors before we get into the actual review and the results of the show. But I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to go over the actual show tonight, and then we're going to hit the news and rumors. So if you guys want to sound off in the comments below and let me know which order you guys like it. You like the news and rumors first, or you like the show first? You want me to talk about the show? Sound off in the comments. I will take every opinion under advisement, but I'm going to go and talk about tonight's show right out of the gate here, and then we'll get into the news and rumors. Breezango, Tyler Breeze, and Fandango. I love this team, man. I'm not afraid to admit that. I love Breezango. And I've been quoted saying that I love the fact that we got some main roster talents down on NXT. Not too much. Not too much. You shouldn't do that with everybody. Otherwise, you'd be doing it with everybody. I could name 10 men and women on the main roster right now that I'd take and bring back down to NXT. Asuka probably being number 1. Asuka and Kairi Sane definitely in the top 3. But you can't do that with everybody. But this is a good fit because NXT needs tag teams, and they fit like a glove in the NXT tag team division. They're over. They're quality hands. They can deliver a great match. And when I look at NXT talent, you have to gauge everything on a takeover-like level. Will the talent be able to compete at a high level that takeover is so widely known for? The answer is yes. I do think Tyler Breeze for sure. He's done it before. But with Fandango with him, I honestly think they could deliver a takeover-esque tag team match when the time is right. So I don't mind that at all. Apollo Crews, I think, can deliver a takeover-esque match. So those are the talents that we've seen back down in NXT. Who knows? We might see Cesaro make another appearance in NXT because he had such a great match with Dragunov over at TakeOver in Cardiff. So you can't really do that with everybody, otherwise you'd end up doing it with everybody because we know how everybody on the main roster is so mistreated, badly mistreated. They came out to new theme music. I thought it was awesome. It fit them very nicely. It was kind of, I would say, it reminded me of something that I would hear in AEW. It reminded me a little bit of Private Party's theme. It had that uppity beat, you know, so it was definitely different. Definitely better than using a mixture of Tyler Breeze and Fandango's music. That was just ridiculous. I hate those mashup musics for tag teams. They did it with Kairi Sane and Asuka. You got Asuka's theme playing, you got Kairi Sane's theme playing. It's ridiculous. That means that you have no plans for them as a tag team. That means that they shouldn't be a tag team, period. But I like this. I thought it fit very well. And they went against Chase Parker and Matt Martell. Two jamokes from the PC. Never seen them before. Don't know who they are. But the one thing about this is they had matching gear. So I don't know if WWE is actually getting ready to possibly put them on TV. Maybe they need new tag teams and these guys made the cut. But they had matching gear. So I can't really complain about that. Usually they take two idiots from the PC and just throw them in a nothing match together, and then there you go. Enhancement talents. These guys had matching gear, so that's pretty good to see. Breezango is usually looked at as a comedy duo, but I don't think that they're going to be presented in that way here on NXT. Yes, they're going to have that fun-loving attitude, and Fandango's going to start dancing, and Tyler Breeze is going to do what Tyler Breeze has always done in NXT. I don't think that's normally a comedy, I don't think that's overly a comedy act. These guys are damn good at what they do, and I honestly think when the time is right and they're going to be put in something a little bit more serious, that they're going to bring it. So there's nothing wrong with a little dose of fun-loving, but if you get down and dirty and you show that you're fucking serious at what you're doing, then I have no problems with it. Sometimes WWE goes overboard with a comedy and then there's not enough seriousness. That's what I don't like. New Day is too much, antics. But when the New Day is thrown in something serious, then all three of them deliver every time out. So I don't think I have a problem with Breezango doing this comedy thing. It's more open to seeing a comedy tag team because these guys are definitely going to be vying for the tag team titles eventually. If they were singles, then that they wouldn't be vying for the NXT Championship. I can't see Breezango individually doing the NXT World Championship thing. So I like that they're a tag team. They're needed. They're great. They're going to be great in the division. And like I said, when TakeOver comes, I do think that they're worthy of a TakeOver-esque match. They won here. This was nothing out of the ordinary here. Breeze drops one of the guys, I forgot who it was, on his knees. Kind of a lung blower, backstabber type thing. And then Fandango slingshotted over the top rope with an elbow drop. And that was it for the cover 1, 2, 3. And Breezango wins via pinfall over these two bums from the WWE Performance Center. Kathy Kelly talked with Jordan Myles as he was going into the building with Keith Lee. Myles says he's a bit nervous, but when the bell rings, he will be good to go. Lee tells him he's only been there a few months, and you already have a title shot, man. You'll have plenty of confidence going into this match. Nigel then cut away to something that was happening outside in the parking lot. Io Shirai was attacking Candice LeRae with a kendo stick. And I actually have news on Candice LeRae. Don't know if this correlates with the news report, but Candice LeRae is currently injured. And I don't know what the ailments are for her injury, but apparently Candice LeRae is right now banged up. And this is according to Squared Circle Sirens. Candice might not be used for the next couple of weeks. Clearly, from what we've seen tonight, that could be the case. And WWE could give her a couple of weeks of rest because when they move to the USA Network at 2 hours, remember, they're going to 2 hours, WWE is going to need all the hands that they can get in NXT, and we're going to be seeing probably more than one women's match on the show. So Candice LeRae is definitely going to be factoring into that. And I'm trying to open up a little bit more to the 2 hours of NXT because there's a lot of women talent in NXT that we're not seeing right now. You got, who they just signed? Santana Garrett, Deonna Purrazzo. Those are two women right there I'd love to see more. Two women that I'd love to see get a priority role in the women's division. Raya Ripley has possibly joined the NXT women's division. I don't know. Who knows what lies ahead for Toni Storm? She just lost the NXT women's Championship in the UK. Maybe she comes on over to the States and she is given a top spot in the women's division. We don't know. We don't know if WWE is going to be using NXT UK talent. They very well could. I've also heard rumors of NXT UK going to FS1 and them getting on cable television. Don't know how likely that is, but I wouldn't be surprised. Apparently WWE had a major rumor going around, or there was a rumor of WWE breaking yet another major announcement this week. It was reported by everybody. Meltzer, Alvarez, Wrestle Talk. Everybody was talking about this major announcement soon to be imminent in WWE. That could very well be it. Maybe they could be moving NXT UK to the, Fox station, FS1. We don't know. But Candice LeRae, definitely going to be a helping hand at 2 hours for NXT. She's banged up right now, and she was beaten down by Io Shirai with a kendo stick on tonight's show. Cameron Grimes, he was in the finals of the Breakout Tournament with Jordan Myles, and he reminded me some of Skinner tonight. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are old enough to remember Skinner, the Gator Man that chewed tobacco in the early 90s on WWE television. He didn't do all that. He wasn't skinning gators or chewing tobacco, but he had a southern accent, and he looked very southern-like in appearance. I don't mind that. I don't know how well it's going to get over, but at least he has somewhat of a gimmick and a direction. Because when we seen him in the Breakout Tournament, he was just there. He wore black trunks. We didn't know anything about him, so clearly they have hopes in this guy, and they want to get him on television, which they're probably going to do at 2 hours. You're going to be seeing a little bit more of everybody, folks. Some people are going to be sped up in the process just for the sake of getting on TV and filling TV time. So Cameron Grimes can go. We know that already. Trevor Lee, a.k.a. Trevor Lee, we know he can go already. So they gave him this southern gimmick. He was wearing brown slacks, or I guess beige slacks, white slacks, whatever. I'm colorblind, sue me. And he was wearing like a leather vest. So at least they gave him some sort of different look outside the plain black Goldberg Austin trunks that we've seen in the Breakout Tournament. So we'll see what happens. He says he is mad he didn't win the Breakout Tournament, and he wanted to get a win and get catapulted to the very top. But now he's at the bottom. Grimes says he'll just work his way back up and do what he needs to do to be the champion. And that's pretty much it. So we'll be seeing more of him, I am sure. NXT North American Champion, the Velveteen Dream, versus everybody's favorite wrestler, Kona Reeves. Said no one ever. Kona Reeves, man. The lamest Kona Reeves. I want to like Kona Reeves. I really do. I want to like Kona Reeves, but I can't do it. And every time we see him, he's tweaking something. And I'm not sure if any of his tweaks are really working. This was a sloppy match from Kona Reeves. This really didn't make Kona Reeves look good in any which way. This was pretty much just a showcase match for the Velveteen Dream to further his championship reign and get him in the ring so that he could get ready for Roderick Strong. Before the match started, Velveteen Dream was looking at his reflection in the North American Championship and completely not giving a shit about Kona Reeves because Velveteen Dream felt the same way we did. You're the lamest, Kona Reeves. So this one was pretty academic, folks. Velveteen Dream wins here, and he didn't win with the Purple Rainmaker. Another thing that I really appreciate is that wrestlers like Dream can win with any one of their signature moves. In this case, he won with the Dream Valley Driver. He didn't even need the Purple Rainmaker. I like that because not only does it show he can win by not using his finisher, but it actually enhances the strength of his signature moves as well because it gives you that perception when he uses it here and wins, that if he does it on pay-per-view in a bigger match, he has the potential to win that too, and it's going to make the near fall, and it's going to make that situation a little bit more edge of your seat. So I don't mind that whatsoever. I think that's fucking awesome. Velveteen Dream wins here. Nothing of note. It's nothing of note. Velveteen Dream wins with the Dream Valley Driver. Post-match, Roderick Strong came on the big screen. It looked like he was in front of a campfire because I seen the flickering of red lights behind him. He's standing there, and he is what looks to be standing next to a fire. We don't know what exactly was on fire until the camera backed away. He asks Velveteen if he's ready for a one-on-one match. The camera then pans back, and his velvet couch, his beautiful velvet couch, engulfed in flames. Roddy then says, I believe that he's coming for the North American Championship in oh so many words. That's exactly what he said. And he set his couch on fire. So I love that. Dream had a shocked face standing in the middle of the ring, and that's all we seen of Velveteen and Roddy after this segment. Shayna Baszler. Last week, she came face-to-face with Rhea Ripley. I loved that they played the Rhea Ripley promo, which was ever so simple and ever so beautiful. You know, I know what you're going to say, Shayna. You've beaten everybody in the division, but let me tell you something. You haven't beaten me, bitch. Can't get more effective than that, man. You really can't. So, next week, it's Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley. Keep that up here. Keep that up here. Bianca Bel-Air versus Tanara, formerly Tanara Conchi. They're just calling her Tanara right now, which I honestly think is a better move, just calling her Tanara. I like her look very much, I will say that. Anyway, Bianca Bel-Air is someone who WWE put so much hype into. I love Bianca. I think Bianca is one of the best female wrestlers in the WWE, period. I have so much hope for Bianca, but knowing where WWE goes with their women on the main roster, I really don't have any faith in them doing right by Bianca. But Bianca is so great at what she does. She's got so much potential, so much upside. They built her up. She lost to Shayna, and then they put her right back down at the bottom. And now they're building her back up again. You know, they obviously did something with Mia Yim because Mia Yim got the victories over Bianca, and that kind of put Bianca back down, and Bianca started winning again. Mia Yim is right back at the bottom as well. But with Bianca here, I don't know if WWE is really going to go all the way with Bianca right now. I don't know where their plans lie. I want to say Bianca, but Io Shirai right now is so hot that I can't see them giving it to anybody but Io. So Bianca might be shit out of luck in this situation. So Bianca versus Tanara. This one went way longer than it should have. Tanara has not been on TV. She's on TV very sporadically. And this one was way too competitive. More competitive than I actually thought. More competitive than I would have liked. Because Bianca Belair honestly should have went in here and squashed Tanara 1, 2, 3 within a couple of minutes. I don't understand why this match was so competitive. Unless they're going to do something with Tanara and they're going to start featuring her a little bit more. She's been there for a while. She's been in the Mae Young Classic twice. So, she's been there for a little bit. She's been there for a couple years. Maybe they're going to feature Tanara on USA Network in a more prominent role. I don't know. That's the only reason I could come up with for her looking so strong in this match with Bianca in what should have been a squash match. So, Bianca wins here with the KOD. That's pretty much it. 1, 2, 3. Belair with some big punches and kicks. Handspring moonsault. Kip up Belair. Then forearm Tanara into a KOD. And that was pretty much it. 1, 2, 3. Belair wins another match, and General Manager William Regal got on the Titantron or the big screen after this match was over. Not in front of the live audience, but there was a backstage segment where William Regal expressed that we are going to crown a number one contender for the Women's Championship. Now, the Rhea Ripley match and Shayna Baszler match is not a championship match, nor should it be, because Rhea has not done anything for a championship match. In WWE, if this was the main roster, all she had to do was look at the title and then she'd be granted a fucking title match. That doesn't happen in NXT because they don't treat you like a simpleton. So we got Mia Yim, Bianca Belair, and Io Shirai in the number one contenders triple threat match that William Regal has announced in the next couple of weeks. It's happening in 2 weeks, I believe. Now, the one thing I want to know is, why was Rhea Ripley and Shayna Baszler announced? Why was Rhea Ripley introduced to the NXT audience if Rhea Ripley is not really here for the NXT Championship? It really doesn't make any sense. Unless I don't know the results. I really don't. I don't look at the results beforehand. What if Rhea Ripley beats Shayna in a non-title match, and Shayna is just so verklempt with Rhea Ripley that Rhea Ripley beats Shayna and then gets added to this triple threat match, making it a fatal four-way match, and then she wins the fatal four-way match and beats Shayna for the title? I don't know. Because I can't figure out why they would just bring, of all people, Rhea Ripley to NXT Local and not really use her, unless it was just one of those surprise moments that they figured, yeah, let's get a little adventurous here. Let's pick somebody from NXT UK and give them a shock debut and pop the crowd. I don't know. I want to believe everything's done for a reason, but I can't figure out what the reason for this is. Why is Raya and Baszler happening next week unless Raya is going to be on NXT? So what happens in the triple threat match? Bianca's looking strong. Mia Yim is completely flatlined. And Io is the strongest woman in this match. One of the strongest women, if not the strongest woman, on all of NXT. Why would you not have Io win this match? Io has definitely got to win this match. And I honestly think out of all the people in this match, you can't pin Bianca. You have to pin Mia. Mia's done nothing to even get a title match. Bianca's been winning. Io's been winning. Mia looks like a loser. She didn't do anything to be in this number one contenders match. So just by process of elimination, Mia should take the pinfall. So that's the way I'm looking at that. So we'll see what happens. It's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. Johnny Gargano next week will address his future in NXT. His future should not be with Raw or SmackDown. I'm telling you right now. Hopefully he stays. Adam Cole versus Jordan Myles, main event for the NXT Championship. This was awesome. This was awesome. Jordan Myles won the breakout tournament. Jordan Myles, the former ACH, doesn't really have a personality, I would say. He's got a personality, but he doesn't have any character. Who is he? What is he supposed to be? You see with Jordan Grimes? Jordan Grimes is, dressing a little bit differently. They're giving him some sort of direction. What is the direction with Jordan Myles? Can he wrestle? Absolutely. He's been a 15-year veteran. So, Jordan Myles can clearly fucking go. Does he have a great moveset? Absolutely. Does he do everything to goddamn perfection in that ring? Absolutely. But when you look at Jordan Myles, I believe Morrow said he was a 15-year veteran, or he might have been talking about Adam Cole. I don't know. But all I know is Jordan Myles can fucking go. But outside of that, who is he? Now, a lot of you guys are probably watching Jordan Myles. Oh, another guy that does flips, another guy that does dives. I know, but the guy can go. But who is he? Who is he at the end of the day? I didn't really understand this match. Now, predictable is not bad. Predictable is not bad. In this case, predictable actually makes sense because if you're Jordan Myles, clearly you're going to win the breakout tournament, get a contract for any title match that you want. Why wouldn't you go for the NXT Championship? But in NXT's mindset, it probably would have been more beneficial to us watching at home if he went after the Velveteen Dream. Not only would the match have been a little bit more unpredictable, I honestly think it would have given everybody a little bit more sense of, Jordan Myles in that logical way. Okay, I could get behind this. But that doesn't mean he didn't really do anything here to not impress you. He was very impressive here. I just don't think that putting him in a world championship match here was the best idea. Because where does he go from here? Where does he go from? Did he make himself? I don't know. That's something that remains to be seen. I don't know how the fans are going to take to him. He certainly had a great showcase tonight. How many of these people are going to remember Jordan Myles and what he did on this night? Adam Cole certainly did his job in making him look fantastic. He made himself look great. Adam Cole's one of the best wrestlers in the world. But how great is it going to be in the long run? Are their plans, by giving him the breakout tournament and a title match, going to hold up in a month, 2, 3, 4? I don't know. I really don't know. He did a great job. He made every minute count here tonight. But as far as that predictability, I would rather the unpredictability than the predictable outcome because nobody knew. Nobody thought, I should say, that Adam Cole was going to lose this match. Why would Adam Cole lose the championship to Jordan Myles after what he went through with Johnny Gargano in that cage match? Come on. I would have much rather seen it from my eyes against the Velveteen Dream. It would have been a little bit more unpredictable. Actually, not a little bit, much more unpredictable, but I get it. You're a young guy, you're in NXT, you got a contract, world title, give it to me. Give it to me. So this was awesome. Towards the end of this thing, the ending of this match was fucking great. Myles punched Cole off the top turnbuckle. Tries for a crossbody, ate a boot to the face. And Cole is getting really annoyed at this point because he can't put Myles away. Cole ran at Myles, takes a disaster kick. Myles then hits a penalty kick from the apron, sends Cole back into the ring. Cole slips back out. Gotta love the mentality of Adam Cole. He's got a champion's mind. He knows when to slip out of the ring. Myles then does a Superman-like suicide dive, threw his arms behind his back, and he flew through the air with a tope suicida through the ropes. Up to the top rope, big frog. And when I talk about big, man, this thing was absolutely fucking picture perfect frog splash. Unbelievable. 2 count. Mauro went crazy. Mauro was on his game tonight. This was a takeover like Cole by Mauro Ranallo. Myles goes right back up, 450. He rolls through because Cole moved out of the way. Hits a low super kick, back up to the top rope, 450 splash, but Cole got the knees up. Cole goes for the last shot. Myles ducked it from behind. Myles takes a super kick that sounded like a fucking shotgun blast inside Full Sail University. Eats another one. Last shot. Cole wins. 1, 2, 3. Awesome match. We'll see how the effects of this match hold on to Jordan Myles. We'll see what happens in the weeks to come. You know, a lot of people don't like Jordan Myles because he's overly smiley. A lot of people don't like Jordan Myles because he doesn't really have any character. Who is he? A lot of people are saying that. I agree with you. But you can't take it away from the guy. The guy can fucking wrestle. So we'll see what happens. They got a lot of great wrestlers in NXT, but what are you going to do to make yourself stand out? We've seen time and time again, many people come and do what Jordan Myles does. What is he going to do to make himself stand out from everybody else? That's going to be the key to his success in NXT. Guys, we're going to go over the news and rumors. I got some news and notes here. Kacy Catanzaro quits WWE. I got news on NXT UK. Will they be moving to the USA Network? Chris Jericho called NXT Minor League, says he's not worried about them. We'll go over all of this in just a little bit, but I want to make sure you guys are aware that this channel looks pretty because of one man, and that one man is my buddy Sal Rex, man. He does all the graphics art for Off the Script, all the graphics art for the channel. Every thumbnail you see comes directly from Sal Rex. This is his quote, and I quote, "I would like to say thank you to everyone who has reached out so far in need of my service, Off the Script family, and I wish you the very best in your personal projects. Remember to be true, real, and original. Logos, banners, flyers, thumbnails, album covers if you're a musician, mixtape covers, t-shirt designs, YouTube channel revamps, etc. He's only a DM away, folks. His DMs are always open. If you are a podcaster, a musician, or need any graphics work whatsoever, make sure you hit him up. SRX, GFX. And as you see there, he's working with all these fine people down below. Sal Rex, thank you so much, brother. And let's get on with the rest of this podcast right here on Off the Script. So, news broke this week on Kacy Catanzaro, someone who I have been waiting to see more of in NXT. I think she is amazing in what she does, and I think she is perfect for NXT. I seen her in the Mae Young Classic, and I was very intrigued about what she could do and her small stature and her athleticism, and we didn't get to see enough of that on NXT. And then I read this week, as of a couple of days ago, that she is stepping away from wrestling because of an apparent back injury. And I'm like, oh, shit. I hate when good ones go down, man. I really do. Especially if it's the way that they made it sound like she's never going to come back to wrestling, which I don't think that's the case. I think she worked so hard to get where she is in pro wrestling to say, you know what, enough, I'm done. I gave it my best. That's not Kacy. That's not what I know of Kacy, anyway, from what I see. So I'm very disappointed that this news came out. And she requested her release from the WWE. She asked for her release, but this was apparently and reportedly a long time coming. Now, reports are saying that Catanzaro's injury is now just coming to light and making it to the public spotlight. But it's been something that she's been dealing with for a very long time. She had to make a choice, and it looks like she's done with pro wrestling, at least for right now. I've learned over the many years I've been watching this sport, never say never when it comes to anybody in pro wrestling. It's been confirmed that she's taking at least a leave of absence right now from NXT. According to sources, she's been hurt since last year, and it really came to light recently. She went through testing, and the recovery would have been too much, with her potentially being sidelined for a very long time. I'm hearing from various reports that I've seen on the internet as of not only yesterday but today that it's going to be about a year. Could be a little bit more than a year for Kacy. Now, with her handing in her resignation with WWE, she signed in December last year, and she had reportedly been suffering from back issues. Although several outlets outside of the reports were reporting that Catanzaro was on her way out of WWE, she posted something very interesting on social media as of Tuesday afternoon. She was doing somewhat of a spinning code breaker. If you got, I believe it's on Instagram. I'm not sure where it was, but I know I seen it on her social media. You guys can go follow her on Instagram and Twitter. And she sent out a positive message along with that video about her future. She says, "I'm going to do things people have never seen before." End quote. Don't know what that means, but if she was done with wrestling, she wouldn't really be posting videos of herself in the ring. I do believe that she wants to come back when she's healthy. So Catanzaro didn't specify exactly what she meant or what she'll be doing while she's away from wrestling. But the fact is that she included the footage. It left people hopeful that she could be one day back in NXT. I wish her the best, man. She looks like a complete sweetheart, and hopefully she gets better. Her health is obviously number one priority right now, so hopefully we do see her back in NXT, but that's all I have as far as that, you know? I don't know where she got hurt. It was definitely kept quiet, and if you guys are down in the Florida area and have seen Kacy in action, some of you might know what had happened. I don't know. But I was under the impression that she was okay. She was teaming in tag team matches. I believe she was teaming with Candice. She was teaming with several others down in NXT, making the house show circuits. I don't know. Maybe it was just a buildup of several things. And she was taking it easy, and that's why she was putting those tag team matches. I don't know. But I hope she gets better. Her health, like I said, is number one priority, and I hope to see her back in WWE, and if not, I wish her the very best in anything that she does. She seems like a complete sweetheart. Scarlet Bordeaux. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with her. She's a very pretty lady. Seen her walking around Starcast with Killer Cross, who's also awesome in his own right. But Scarlet Bordeaux, I remember, if I'm not mistaken, she was in a squash match with Nia Jax on a random edition of Monday Night Raw. She went over to Impact. She became the Smoke Show. And to be quite honest with you, she was probably the best thing on that entire program, visually. Because we know that their taped shows are fucking garbage. I hate Impact shows. I really do. If Impact found a new network and went live and had some better production value, they'd be so much better. And I know I'm going to trigger people by saying that, and I don't really give a shit either. I really don't. Anyway. Circle Sirens is reporting that former Impact Wrestling superstar Scarlett Bordeaux is at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando. And I know if you're listening to this at this point, you've either skimmed or fucking completely watched all the way up just to complain about me shitting on Impact's tape shows. They're awful. They're just, it looks visually unappealing. And it's not WWE. Oh, WWE tapes NXT. You can't say that anymore on the 18th. Right, clown? Half of you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. There are people who complain that I complain about Impact being taped. Oh, JD don't watch Impact because it's taped, but he watches NXT every week. Meanwhile, go watch Chris Van Vliet's interview with me. Impact's got the best women's division in all of wrestling. Tessa Blanchard is the best female performer in the world. I think they have one of the best and most underrated rosters in all of wrestling. Give them a TV deal. Give them a TV deal, and maybe I'll watch. Circle Sirens is reporting that Impact Wrestling Scarlett Bordeaux, former Impact Wrestling superstar Scarlett Bordeaux, is at the Performance Center in Orlando. She was seen working out inside the ring. Bordeaux became a free agent in June after she was released from Impact. Bordeaux got her start in the wrestling business in 2012 and was trained by Jimmy Jacobs and Truth Martini. She had stints with Ohio Valley Wrestling, Ring of Honor, AAA in Mexico, And her stock began to rise this past year with Impact Wrestling, like I said, when she undertook the Smoke Show gimmick. Bordeaux has already made some WWE appearances. She was one of Adam Rose's Rosebuds at several shows between 2014 and 15. She also lost, there you go, in the report from Circle Sirens. She lost to Nia Jax in a squash match back in 2016. Bordeaux is in a good position with several companies looking to sign marketable names. Now, the thing with this is, she's perfect for WWE. I swear on everything that I own, if Vince McMahon sees her, she's going right to the main roster. Absolutely right to the main roster. You talk about the blonde agenda, the last thing we need is another fucking blonde who can't wrestle in WWE. Now, if she actually undergoes training and gets in the ring and does what Mandy Rose is not bad. Mandy Rose is not bad at all. If she at least is on the same level of Mandy Rose, which is just a little bit better than Alexa Bliss, because Alexa Bliss is down here, Mandy Rose is like up here. If Scarlett Bordeaux could be up about here, or even here, then I would not mind her, because she's perfect for WWE. You put her on the main roster, they will have their they will be collectively, individually pitching tents in their $7,000 suits, believe me. This is a great signing of I don't see how they don't. How they don't sign this woman is absolutely fucking mental. I really don't. It's a great business move. And when AEW is in the midst of wanting to build up their women's division, we don't even know who's a steady name in that division. You think WWE is going to allow this free agent to just hang out there in hopes that she gets signed? What if she goes to AEW? WWE will, just for the sake of it, sign her so that she doesn't go to AEW. This is a good move nonetheless, and we'll see what happens. I think this is going to be great. I remember listening to her. I don't know where I heard it or read it from, but she was, I think, saying that she's still living at home, and that Impact wasn't paying her enough to fucking sustain a living. How awful is that? Yet I'm supposed to fucking sit here and praise Impact Wrestling when they can't even pay their fucking superstars. You know, if you're working as a pro wrestler, you know, in Impact Wrestling, you have free reign to do whatever you want. I don't know if she was taking independent bookings or doing whatever, but she said that she had to work a regular 9-to-5 job on top of what she was doing in Impact. If you're a pro wrestler and a superstar in Impact Wrestling, you should be paid so you don't have to go do a 9-to-5 job. You're a pro wrestler. So she's not going to have any difficulty finding work here in wrestling. With AEW and WWE, forget about it. They'll be throwing boatloads of money at her just so that she doesn't go sign with All Elite Wrestling. WWE NXT set to be a part of the USA Network. Rumored. It's not confirmed by any means, but WWE is starting NXT on the USA Network on September 18th. It will be live from Full Sail University. So, Triple H was asked about NXT and NXT UK blending more on the USA Network with this new move. Triple H seemed to be pretty confident that NXT, or the NXT parts of NXT UK, will mean that those stars will get a great opportunity to perform on an even bigger stage during NXT's run on the USA Network. So, we could be seeing some back and forth with NXT and NXT UK. I think the letters in front of it say everything about it, says Triple H. I believe there is a banner of NXT sort of an oversight of the brand that permeates with the brand you see in the UK and the brand you see in the United States. I think you'll see that resonate in other markets around the world. As you see in the US, NXT is making the shift over to the USA Network, the different platform here in the middle of September moving forward, up to 2 hours every week. I definitely intend to have the talent from NXT UK be a big part of that, so they are recognized around the world, which is smart. I want to see more Tyler Bate. I love to see Walter. A lot of you guys are wondering why I say Walter instead of Walter, because I want to sound intelligent. Walter just sounds better, even though that's the way it's pronounced over there because he's Austrian, and that's the way you guys pronounce it over there. I'm gonna do the same thing because Walter sounds too plebeian. You know, Walter sounds fucking epic. I'd like to see more of him. I want to see more of the grizzled young veterans. I want to see more Tony Storm. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of a podcast. I'm sorry. You know, one thinks of Tony Storm. Obviously, you're going to get fucking distracted. Anyway, this is a smart move. In all seriousness, this is a smart move. So, he says, I definitely intend to have the talent from the UK be a big part of that so they're recognized around the world, and he wants to enhance their reputation around the globe. So, it sounds like Triple H obviously has some big plans, because if he's going into war with AEW, he will do whatever he has to do, and if that means dipping into the NXT UK pool to bring some talent over to the States, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate and everybody that I just mentioned is not so much of a bad idea, man. I'd love to see the Grizzled Young Veterans versus Undisputed Era. Not gonna fucking complain about that whatsoever. Tyler Bate versus Adam Cole, Tyler Bate versus Johnny, Tyler Bate versus Velveteen Dream. Sign me up, man. Sign me up. You want to fill the 2 hours? That's how you fill the 2 hours. Not main roster. Not Vince. No. The less teeth, the better. I think it's a great move. We'll see what happens. Chris Jericho, speaking of NXT, calls NXT minor league. Says he's not worried about them. Hollywood Life recently spoke to Chris Jericho before he won the world title, obviously, because I haven't been here since last week. So, this was taken before he won the world title, and he says this, and I quote, he calls them minor leagues, and stated that there is no war for AEW and NXT. I mentioned this in Chicago. I don't think NXT or AEW want a war. I really don't. I don't think AEW wants a war. I mean, NXT, you got to look at NXT. NXT is like the fucking valedictorian in the class. He sits there in front of the class. He's got his fucking, his pocket protector. He's got his fucking variety of pens, right? Which pen you want? You want blue? You want red? What do you want? I got Sharpies. What do you want? I got a finely sharpened number 2 pencil. He's like that fucking geek sitting in the fucking front of the class, right? And every time the teacher's in the middle of a question, he's got his hand raised. He knows the fucking answer before the question's even fully asked, right? And AEW is like the class clown in the back. He's got good grades. He's got a 3.5 GPA. But he's the fucking class clown. He's gonna be taking, bottle caps. And he's gonna be fucking throwing them at the fucking geek in the front row, But that doesn't mean that he's not a bright kid. They're just having fun. He wants to bring some comedy and some fucking lightheartedness, and they want to get excited about what they're doing, man. They don't want to fucking sit there all boring, like, in the front row. So, I don't think the Bucks, I don't think Omega and Cody. Cody's got his own agendas. Cody has this fucking gripe for whatever reason. And I fully understand it. He wants to show everybody that this is not a joke. No, Cody wears his heart on his sleeve. But with everybody else, Tony Khan, they don't want a war. They don't want to go to war with NXT. That's their fucking market. That is their fan base. They don't want to go to war with these guys. The whole reason for AEW was to make Vince better. To make Vince say, you know what? We've been fucking up. Now we got these other guys on TNT, and Vince thinks, well, I'm going to do what I want to do. Triple H, son-in-law, let's get over there and go to war with NXT. No, it's not the way it works. We wanted AEW to be around to make Raw and SmackDown better. Hopefully it does work that way. Seriously. NXT doesn't need to be better. They're already the best promotion in the fucking world. They don't need to. But now they're going to be better than they ever were because of this competition. Vince needs to get on the fucking ball, and he needs to get his guys rounded up and deliver a fucking program like we're going to be seeing on Wednesday nights. Because how is Vince going to take to seeing his brand beneath what is happening on Wednesday? You don't think anybody with a right mind is going to see that and be like, well, I got to fucking step up my game here? I don't get it. I don't know why you wouldn't. Because right now, Raw and SmackDown are an embarrassment. There's nothing good about these shows. Nothing. So Triple H is going to do what he's always done. Deliver. Chris Jericho saying NXT is minor league. It's Chris Jericho being Chris Jericho. Everybody falls for the same shit. He's trolling the fuck out of you. Just like he trolled everybody with the world title. You don't think Chris Jericho fucking took that tight? I don't understand why everybody was so up in arms about this shit. If I was Chris Jericho, I would have gladly taken that world title into the fucking restaurant with me. Chris Jericho is always thinking 4 steps ahead of everybody. How can I take this title victory and enhance the brand? He's already done that. He's got fucking people talking about the AEW World Championship. It was fucking trending on Twitter. You don't think Jericho knows what he's doing? Yes, the fucking AEW title, a 50-pound title is found off the side of the road. Are you fucking kidding me? Seriously. If I'm a hitchhiker walking by and I see this thing on the ground, that thing wouldn't be seen ever again, man. Seriously. Maybe I would have hung it behind me. I don't know. Oh, JD, where'd you get that AEW title? Oh, don't worry, it's a replica. I had it made. Anyway, Chris Jericho calls NXT minor league. He says this, and I quote, "I'm not at war with anyone in NXT. Why would I want to start a war with the minor leagues? I think we AEW are doing what we are doing on Wednesday night, and WWE decided to counter-program with NXT. Either way you look at it, AEW could have went to Tuesdays. They didn't go to Tuesdays for whatever reason. Could be TNT reasons. You know, they went to Wednesday. WWE could have easily kept NXT on the USA Network, but they didn't. So, either argument, AEW counter-programmed WWE, WWE counter-programmed AEW, whatever. There's going to be 2 sides of the coin here. You know, you're either going to be with AEW or NXT, and then you can start arguing amongst yourselves like a bunch of fucking idiots. He's like, there is no war for me because there is not one guy on that show that I've ever heard of before, and that's not being snobby. That's not me being snobby. It's just that I don't watch NXT. He's a troll. There's no way he didn't hear of Adam Cole. There's no way he didn't hear of Johnny Gargano or Tommaso Ciampa. Give me a break. You think Chris Jericho is that fucking stupid? So if you want to watch NXT, that's fine. If you want to watch AEW, that's fine as well. But it certainly is not a war on our part because we have been doing great on our own. Selling out shows and selling 10,000 tickets in 5 minutes without any type of war or competition. I think this just adds to more eyeballs on us. The one thing I've learned when I was in WCW is the worst thing you could do is worry about your competition. Worry about what you are doing and clean your own house and make sure your own shit is doing good. That is what we are doing. We are not worrying about whatever anyone else is doing. I mean, you could put a Happy Days reunion show on Wednesday night. You could put on anything. And to me, we're going to continue doing what we do. I don't know who the fuck is still watching Happy Days. And that is to put on a great product and give an alternative to what people have expected, what the norm of pro wrestling is. We are going to change that. We're going to have to try and do something different. If we didn't, there is no reason to get into it. You don't want to be a copy of anything. You want to be your own entity and live in your own universe, and that is what we are planning to do. End quote. Can't really argue anything he said there. But Jericho is a master troll, folks. Seriously. He's a master troll. Do you think that Chris Jericho doesn't know anybody in NXT? And if you really think Chris Jericho, off camera, thinks NXT is minor league, come on. Everybody respects NXT. There's not a war with NXT. It's a war with Vince. Seriously. And he's putting NXT, I said this, he's putting NXT in the front lines because, you know, he has no other choice. He has no other choice. But the war is not with AEW and NXT. It's with Vince and his own ego, is what I stated. It's Vince McMahon and his own ego that are at war, not AEW and NXT. Triple H denied Vince McMahon's involvement with NXT. He says this, and I quote, "Let's be honest, there are a lot of things that people like Dave Meltzer say that don't make sense. In simpler terms, Vince will not be involved." Sure thing. When NXT loses to AEW in the ratings, I want to see Vince not get involved. Let's throw that out there. Finally, guys, this is probably a dead news article, but I'm going to mention it anyway because it's in my NXT notes. Triple H accused Enzo Amore of spreading rumors. We talked about this on the Van Vliet interview. I honestly do think that someone in WWE reached out. You know, Enzo, they know Enzo talks shit. It's nothing new. So why address it? Why address it? Triple H accused Enzo of spreading rumors of a WWE return. He told Talk Sport, "I immediately told our PR to shoot down the Enzo and Cass rumors. Absolutely zero interest." Seriously. Absolutely zero interest. I wanted to see if the mic was still on. Jesus Christ. Absolutely zero interest. Congratulations to Enzo. I'm sure spreading rumors is working well for him right now, but I don't want any part of it. End quote. Mike Johnson from BW Insider is also reporting as of last week that he asked about the rumor, and WWE has flat out denied any of it. And speaking to WWE officials, I was told that there is no basis on the story and that there have been zero discussions between the two sides. Sure. Everybody is up for grabs, folks. If you are a name and you're going to bring eyeballs to the product, WWE is going to be on you like flies on shit. Like soy sauce on white rice. That's what Enzo and Cass and everybody like Enzo and Cass who are out there just floating around, not doing anything. If you are going to bring eyeballs to your product, WWE will be there with a fucking pen and paper ready to sign you away. Don't believe this shit. There was definitely some communication or contact. For Triple H to come out and deny it, I don't know. But I do think that there was an initial something there. Initial interest from WWE for Enzo and Big Cass. You look at Big Cass, why wouldn't you want Big Cass back? Why? Enzo could, listen, I mentioned this again, I'm not even going to talk about it. Enzo got fired wrongfully. WWE could have easily put him on suspension until the entire allegations of him were cleared. And they didn't do that. They fired him for whatever reason, because he wasn't liked in the locker room. They just let him go. They cut ties with him because he was just a bad influence. Cass had his own demons. Cass wants a second chance. There will be a second chance. I believe that firmly, that there will be a second chance. Enzo, I don't know. But if they do bring them in, they're going to make an impact because they still have name value, and WWE fucked up with them. I hope that they know that, and if they get a second chance, hopefully we'll see the Enzo and Cass that we should have seen from the very beginning. But there was definitely interest there from WWE as far as Enzo and Cass go. Guys, I'm getting out of here. I am going to hop on Destiny and get my shit in. I got a bunch of materials to collect before Shadow Keep, so I got to keep up on that. But if you guys enjoyed this podcast, hit that thumbs up. Please do so. If you are new around here and you just found the channel today and have not subscribed, please do so. Hopefully I earned your subscribe. Hit that thumbs up, like I said. Turn on that bell for all notifications. And check out my sponsor, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Hit up Salrex if you guys need anything as well. And most importantly, I uploaded a video today. And if you guys missed it, it is about the NXT UK Cardiff TakeOver show. Why Walter and Tyler Bate was the best match all weekend during AEW All Out Weekend. Why? You gotta go watch the video. It's live on the channel right now. Make sure you guys go and check that out. I'll leave you a link down in the comments below. I'm getting out of here, guys. I'll see you right back here tomorrow. I got some gaming content going up on the channel. Some good stuff. Don't miss it. I'll see you then.